I would say a little bit of a surprise. A great result. We're battling with the Ferrari, but yeah, nevertheless on the podium is positive.
Listen, guys, something absolutely wild is going on in Formula One right now, and honestly, most people are sleeping on it. Max Verstappen just got his first podium of the entire 2026 season in Canada, and instead of enjoying the moment, he came out swinging. He criticized the rules, publicly destroyed Juan Pablo Montoya, hinted at leaving Red Bull, then did a partial U-turn on quitting F1 altogether, and Toto Wolff is now using Max's name to send a very calculated message. One weekend, 6 storylines. Let's get into it, but before, if you want more updates and news on Max, then hit that like button and subscribe for more breakdowns. The Canada podium, but read between the lines. So, Max finished third in Montreal, and yes, on paper, that looks great. But here is the thing. He was completely honest about how it actually happened. The two McLarens destroyed their own strategy by starting on intermediate tires for rain that never showed up. George Russell's Mercedes retired from the lead with a power unit failure. Max basically said, "We'll take the podium, but we were lacking grip on the medium tire in the second stint." And that's something the team needs to understand. The silver lining, though, is real momentum. Before the last 2 weekends, Red Bull were fighting the midfield. Now they're fighting close to the front, and Verstappen himself acknowledged those are genuinely positive steps forward. He's not satisfied, though, and that's very Max Verstappen. Hamilton versus Verstappen, Canada gave us a classic. Now, here's where the race got really good. Hamilton spent most of the race chasing Max down, got within 1 second with 13 laps to go, and then had to deal with Verstappen's elite defensive driving before finally completing the pass 6 laps later. And honestly, both drivers absolutely loved it. Hamilton said it was awesome to fight with one of the greats and described the whole hunt as what his entire life has been about since he was a kid with an old go-kart. Max said he enjoyed the battle a lot and called it very nice racing, pushing flat out till the end. And that detail actually matters a lot because this is a guy who has spent the entire season saying F1 doesn't feel like real racing anymore. So when even Max says a battle felt good, that tells you something. The U-turn. Unless crazy things happen, I'm staying. Now here's the twist that caught everyone off guard. Earlier this season after Japan, Max was openly talking about potentially walking away from F1 at the end of 2026. Then in Canada, he did a partial U-turn. He told To Telegraph directly, yes, definitely staying in F1 in 2027, unless very crazy things happen. But I don't assume that. I hope everyone keeps their word. I can confirm I will stay in Formula One. He also added something important. I would not take a sabbatical. I'm not the person for that. If I stop, I stop completely. That's just not on the cards right now. But notice what he did not say. He confirmed he is staying in F1. He did not confirm he is staying at Red Bull. That distinction is everything right now. Toto Wolff's mind game using Max against Max. This is the storyline that people are not talking about enough. After the Canadian GP sprint race, Russell and Antonelli had a tense on-track clash as their title battle began heating up. Wolff stepped in to set the rules of engagement between his two drivers and then did something very deliberate. He name-dropped Verstappen publicly, saying, "Would Max have left space there? No. Would Max have opened the door or left enough space in turn 1? He wouldn't. So how do we want to do this between teammates? Think about what Wolff is doing here. Mercedes is leading the Constructors' Championship. Antonelli just won the Canadian GP, and Wolff is publicly holding up Max Verstappen as the gold standard of racecraft, while Max is sitting at a team that cannot give him a championship-winning car. That is not an accident. That is a recruitment pitch dressed up as a team briefing. F1 is anti-racing and the podium changed nothing. Even after standing on that podium, Verstappen walked straight to the microphone and went right back at the regulations. He said that after racing at the Nürburgring 24 hours, he now knows what pure motorsport actually feels like. And coming back to F1 felt like a step backwards. His exact words were that qualifying especially is very anti-driving, anti-racing, and that is not what F1 should be about. The problem is the 2026 power units running a near 50-50 split between combustion engine and battery, which forces drivers to constantly manage energy instead of just racing. Max called it playing Mario Kart earlier this season. He wants a 60-40 split favoring the combustion engine for 2027, and he's calling that the absolute bare minimum needed to fix the sport. A podium didn't soften him at all, and that is the point. The Montoya feud, this got ice cold. Now this is where things got seriously personal. Juan Pablo Montoya appeared on the BBC's Checkered Flag podcast and said Verstappen should face consequences for how he talks about the sport he earns his living from, suggesting he should be parked and have penalty points added to his super license just for publicly criticizing the regulations. Max's response was absolutely zero patience. He told The Telegraph he doesn't know what Montoya's problem is, called his comments rubbish, and questioned why F1 management even pays someone like that. Then he delivered one of the coldest lines of the entire season. When I'm done with someone, I'm really done with them. And for context, there is a long-standing tension between Montoya and Helmut Marko, one of Max's closest allies at Red Bull. So this feud goes much deeper than one podcast comment. What happens next? So let's pull this all together. Max Verstappen got his first podium of 2026 in Canada, had a brilliant battle with Hamilton, then immediately went back to criticizing F1, destroyed Montoya publicly, confirmed he is staying in the sport but left his Red Bull future deliberately open, and Toto Wolff is now using his name as a psychological tool from the top of the standings. My honest opinion, Red Bull needs Max far more than Max needs Red Bull right now, and every week that Mercedes stays dominant while Wolff keeps mentioning his name publicly, that exit door gets a little wider. Now here is the question I want to leave you with. If Toto Wolff is already using Max's name to coach his own drivers, does that mean the move to Mercedes is closer than any of us think? Drop your answer in the comments. I genuinely want to know what you think.